RNG is everything that you see on the screen right here. You'd be like, WC, what are you talking about? Like how does RNG relate to what you see on the screen? The reason why RNG relates to what you see on the screen is because these things right here, from block and steal and shots and all this other stuff, jump shots, all this stuff, all these things are randomly generated in the game to occur and not occur, right? That's what it is. It's randomly generated, so it happens at random. Your badges don't matter. Listen, your badges don't matter. The only thing that matters in this game is if you do or you don't. That's the only thing that matters in this game. So when 2K says, "Oh, they're not going to have RNG in the game next year," that's a lie. The game is built on RNG because if RNG was not in the game, right? Was not in 2K26, skill boost, turbo boost, and the weekly workout, none of that stuff would be in 26 either, right? They haven't confirmed or denied if the weekly workout's going to be in the game or not, but we know for sure that skill boost and turbo boost is going to be in the next game. It's going to be there. When you go through, listen, when you go through and you buy these turbo boosts, what these things do is that it puts your player into this grouping, right? It puts your player into this grouping where RNG is less likely to happen. So if I go out of my way, right? Let's say if I got a jump shooter, right? If I have like a 99 3, right, and I buy jump shot pack boost, right? RNG is less likely to attack me than it would somebody that has 99 3 and does not have jump shot boost. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? So when 2K says that they're taking RNG out the game, there's no possible way that 2K can take RNG out the game if there's skill boost and turbo boost in the game. I'm trying to tell y'all it's still going to be there. It's still going to be there. So they're basically selling y'all, they selling 26 to y'all, trying to convince y'all that a dynamic that's a part of the core inner workings of the game is not going to work against you when it's always worked against you. That's the reason why what I would say what 2K is doing is called like guerrilla marketing. So they're basically saying, hey, definitively RNG is not going to be in the game. If RNG is truly not in the game, turbo boost and skill boost would not be a thing. Because when you buy skill boost or turbo boost, what it does, this is what it does. It takes your player out of RNG. That's what it does. So the act of shooting becomes less random. Do you guys understand? The act of me as a defensive player trying to get steals is less random. When I buy the boost, it takes away the RNG. What you guys really need to be complaining about the 2K is not RNG. Because if you don't want RNG in the game, random generator number, right, or random number generator, if you don't want that in the game, all you have to do is come over here and buy boost. As simple as that. It takes your player out of the randomness of an act. So your player should be able to ball handle without getting ripped 3 times in a game. Your man should be able to hit 5 out of 7 shots in a threes game if he's wide open and if it's mildly timed. All right. You should be able to complete contact dunks. Where's that at? Contact dunks if you have a 99 dunk on a bigger player, even a player that has a whole bunch of block or defensive attributes or what have you. It should be something that you should be able to do 1 out of 3 times. All right. But RNG, as long as there's turbo boost and skill boost in the game, RNG will be in the game. I don't know who in the hell in the 2K community is telling y'all something different. There's a lot of people on 2K in these 2K circles that just believe whatever the devs are telling y'all. Stop believing what the devs are telling y'all, man. If turbo boost and skill boost are in 2K26, RNG will still be in the game. The only way that you can start RNG in a game like 2K is by buying the boost and taking your player's randomness away from him. All right. So if there's a specific act that you want your player to do with high success, this is what 2K do. This is what 2K does. They put it behind the paywall. So they come out with the guerrilla marketing and they say, hey, and we're going to take RNG out the game, so it's going to be less random. You know what I'm saying? The acts of trying to get a steal when you have 99 steal, it's going to be less random. You got 99-3 and you still can't hit. Oh, we're going to take you out of that. It's just going to be less random. This and this and this and that. Like Steph Curry takes 5 threes and he's going to make all 5 every single time. That's how 2K26. They're trying to tell you that that's how 2K26 is going to work. All right. The game does not work that way. I'm trying to tell y'all. Y'all going to get 26 and be highly upset. Y'all going to be highly upset. Y'all going to say, oh, I thought the RNG was out of the game. As long as there's skill boosts and turbo boosts, there will always be RNG in this game. Bottom line. What you guys really, I'm going to tell y'all like this. Now I can show y'all that stat. I could talk about DDA, right? I could show y'all this proudly. Like DDA, dynamic difficulty adjustments. The stuff that y'all see on the screen right here, I played damn near 500, and I've done this with randoms. My win percentage is 43%. I don't play with a group of people on this game. I'm not ashamed of it, okay? So I'm not ashamed of a 43 win percentage when I'm playing with majority randoms. I'm 500 with randoms, a little bit under 500. You can say that my win percentage, what we talking about, real-time, realistic win percentage, is probably somewhere close to about 46, 47, more so than 43. And we're talking about 43%, and that's without me adjusting for playing with bots. And because I would say maybe a third of those games were with bots. All right, with players who either loaded up the game and backed out, or being loaded in with bots. So a portion of the games, I'll give myself 3% back, because 3% of those losses were with bots that couldn't hit shots. All right, so I'll take 46% for my win percent, or 46 to 47% win percentage. So I'll take a portion of that off, and I'll adjust it for myself, just so it can look a little bit better, because that's more accurate. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here, look, dynamic difficulty adjustments is something that the community should be more worried about than RNG. All right, RNG, like I said before, if you really want to get rid of RNG, all you gotta do is buy skill boosts. If you want to take away the randomness from your player or my player when it comes to a specific act, all you have to do is buy skill boost or turbo boost. That's all you have to do. If you want to take away random numbers or generated random numbers when it comes to specific things in the game, you have to do that. All right, and I'm trying to tell you guys that RNG does not just apply to jump shots or dunks. It's for everything that you see on this screen. That's more misinformation that's told to you in this community. There's so much misinformation in this community when it comes to the inner workings of what you're actually playing. It's pathetic. Just because people come on here or come on YouTube or these platforms and they have so many followers does not mean that they know what the hell they're talking about. That's the reason why people like me exist in these spaces, to correct the misinformation. All right, I played just as many games as these people that you're watching or talking to or subscribe to on these networks or channels or whatever. Like, I've got the numbers. Might not have the win percentage, but it is what it is. Let me get back to this, right? If you want to take away the randomness for your player, you get skill boosts. DDA is something that you can't take away. Let me make sure I tell y'all this. DDA in the game, dynamic difficulty adjustments, is something that you cannot take away. You cannot influence dynamic difficulty adjustments. All right. And dynamic difficulty adjustments in this game trump any skill boost that you have, any turbo boost that you may put on your player. All right. That's what the game, that's the bigger issue in this game right here. Dynamic difficulty adjustments is what you need to worry about. You don't need to worry about random number generator because you sitting over here talking about you can't hit your shots. No, I think that people out here, I might post this whole thing. I think that people misconstrue, right? Because there's so much misinformation in the community. I think that people misconstrue RNG and DDA. DDA is more of something that trumps this game or makes this game unplayable at the end of the day than random generated numbers or numbers that are randomly generated to give your player a specific outcome. DDA at the end of the day is what trumps all of that. And it happens to the best of us. If you've ever played a game on here with a 3-point Steph Curry player, like I was saying before, and you go 5 for 5 one game, and then the next game you go 1 for 4, that's dynamic difficulty adjustments. That don't got nothing to do with random generated numbers. All right, that's not random. It was tailored to make the game harder for you because the game before was easy. It's the same thing that they do in Call of Duty. If you ever been on Call of Duty, right, and you get into a number of specific lobbies, right? Let's say that you win 5 Warzone games in a row, which some people can do, other people can't. I've done it a couple times, right? You win 5 Warzone games in a row, right? The 6th game is going to be the toughest. You're going to play against the toughest players on the planet in the 6th game because dynamically the game is reading that you need tougher competition. So what it's going to do is that it's going to give you a tougher matchup, and it's going to be harder for you to do the things that you did before against that lobby than it was the 5 previous lobbies before. 2K does that from game to game. They do that. So if I get on stream, if I go into the rec, I should go into the rec for y'all, bro. Like, because I think it happened a couple times during the last stream. The last time I went to the rec, I think I can recall there was a game I went to overtime, and I think that we lost the game. It was something, right? It was something that happened. Dynamically, the game changed the difficulty on me in overtime. I'm trying to tell y'all, we forced overtime or something, and then in overtime we couldn't do anything. You can say it's the momentum meter. You can make a bunch of excuses, but I would say dynamically the game changed within game to make the game tougher for me to play in overtime, because it wasn't the people that we were playing against. It was the game kind of deciding that we were going to lose, right? It was just the game doing that. Like, y'all have to, like, people getting these games, y'all have to understand that you can take the randomness away. I have to keep saying this because people won't understand. You can take the randomness out of the game. So when people talk about RNG can be taken out of the game by you buying skill boosts and turbo boosts. But what you can't take out of the game is dynamic difficulty adjustments. The game adjusting to how well you're playing and either making the game easier or harder for you. That's what you can't change about the game. You can't change it. The game is going to make it easier or harder for you. You can't do it. It's not possible. It's something that's worth it to the game's algorithm. Some people can exploit it. That's the reason why when you come over here, you look at Proving Grounds and you talk about, like, looking at Proving Grounds, you see people are exploiting Proving Grounds, whereas, like, they're not necessarily playing the game correctly to get to where they are. We could look at hold on. Lord have mercy. They're going to make me look through the whole They're gonna make me look through all of this stuff, man. I'm telling you, man. Y'all have to understand out here. They gonna make me look through this stuff right here and show y'all. Hold on. Season rankings, win percentage, bro. Let's look at the win percentage. You got guys with 69% win percentage, 60 something plus win percentage. Diamond. Now this right here, anything that you see above, anything that you see at 80 and above, you know is legit. Damn the names. Okay, don't worry about the names so much. Anybody that you see with the 80 win percentage on these lists, you know that they didn't exploit anything. Okay? The top 2v2 player in the world right now has a 61% win percentage. This guy's got 1,000 games, 60%. You can see who's exploiting here. This person has a 40 something. This person has a 40 something win percentage, and they're 6th in the world in 2v2 proving grounds. The exploitation is real. Look at that. Look at that. 49%. Anybody that's in these game modes that don't have a 80 to 70% win percentage, that's in the top something of these modes right here, proving ground modes, they exploited. This person has a 17% win percentage. This person has a 17% win percentage. This person right here is a damn near a demon at 93% win percentage in 1v1. This person right here has a 17% win percentage. I'm not trying to blast. Listen, I'm not trying to blast this guy or people. This person right here got a 13% win percentage and is diamond. I mean, do y'all see this? Y'all see this, right? How do you have such of a low win percentage, but you in the top diamond part of the game? How? This person right here is probably one of the toughest players on the planet right here. It's either he exploiting or he tough. Look at the win percentage. Like, what in the world is going on? Listen, folks. I really want people to do their own research for sure. But all in all, RNG and dynamic difficulty adjustments are two different things. If y'all want to be outraged about something in this game, be outraged about DDA. Okay? Be outraged about DDA. Don't worry about RNG because you can fix RNG. I can fix RNG right now. I got enough VC. I mean, I can't take the VC to 26. I can fix my RNG problem with the game right now. And take all of the randomness out of the animations. What you have to worry about is not the randomness of animations. What you have to worry about is the game adjusting its difficulty mid-game sometimes to give you either an advantage or to work against you. That's what you need to worry about. That don't got nothing to do with it being random. That is not random. That is tactful. The game recognizes that you're doing something very, very well or very, very badly. And to keep you on the game, they middle ground you. That's what they should call this shit. They should call it middle grounds. That's what they should call it. That proving grounds, it should be middle grounds. because you can't, because the game doesn't allow you to get too far ahead or too far back. It's the same thing it's the same thing that Call of Duty does. When you've lost 8 Warzone games in a row, they're going to put you in the top 5. You just have to be competent long enough to reach the top 5. If you lose 5 games in a row on Call of Duty, they're going to put you into this lobby in which they're going to put you in the dumbest lobby. I'm telling you, they're going to put you in the worst. It's called reverse boosting, by the way. They're going to put you in one of these the worst lobby possible, basically, to suck you back up, to bring you back to where your stats say that you should be. Don't do that, though, because they'll ban you for that. They'll ban you for reverse boosting or smurfing. They'll ban you for that. So if I get on COD right now and I try to do that, my account will be gone before the morning comes, bro. They'll get rid of my ass. They'll think that somebody did something to my account because my player behavior doesn't say that that's what I do. They know that I come on there and I ball out, just like I come on here and ball out. But that's what 2K does. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. If y'all want to be outraged at something, be outraged at DDA. Don't worry about random number generator. Don't listen to these clowns on YouTube, man. Stop listening to the clowns on YouTube. All right, if you're a clown on YouTube, I don't care if you're talking to the devs or not, you're a clown if you're talking to the community and saying that RNG is more important towards the inner functioning of this game than DDA. DDA is what determines whether you get a steal or none of that stuff. That's basically what it does. All right, it push your player into a position in which you might not get that steal because the difficulties adjust dynamically depending on your player performance. What's something that they said about this new 2K? We talk about player performance and skill level. They're talking about that as a selling point. Okay, that's been in the game already. DDA is in this game. So 2K essentially, listen, 2K is real, like I said, it's guerrilla marketing. 2K is telling y'all about stuff that's already in the game. And they're saying that they're going to change the way that that RNG works in the game. No RNG. All right, so if there's no RNG in the game, then why is there skill boost and boost in the next game that's coming out? Why is that in the game? In order to completely stop random things from happening with your player, you have to get the skill boost. The skill boost is the counteractions of RNG. I have to keep saying it. I have to say it over and over again. Okay? What you really need to worry about, I'll keep saying it. What you really need to worry about is the dynamic difficulty adjustments where the game changes mid-game for a specific outcome to play out. So no matter if you have the skill boost or the turbo, right, the game can still determine that you're going to lose. The game could suddenly say you're going to lose this game, and the skill boost that you have gotten in the game, or the turbo boost that you got in the game, none of that stuff matters. It's mitigated. None of that stuff matters. You're going to lose. That's what the game does. So when 2K takes out DDA and they say that DDA is not going to be in the game, which it'll never happen, by the way. DDA is in damn near every game. Okay? That'll never ever happen. The day that they say that DDA is not in the game is when you'll truly, truly know who the best players are in the community. Until then, you're never going to know. Essentially, what they're saying is that random generator not being in the game, random number generator not being in the game, essentially what it says is that if you have a Steph Curry build that's supposed to green, and it's somewhere in the green window, he's going to hit it. So what you're going to see is that you're going to have these threes games where you're going to have dudes with Steph Curry builds hitting from half court, going 5 for 5 damn near every game. That's what's going to happen. All right? Because they're saying that random generator is not going to really be a thing in the game. It's a lie. It's a lie. They're lying to you guys. As long as skill boosts are in the game, or turbo boosts is in the game, there's always going to be a factor of randomness in the game. The only way to take randomness out the game is to make sure that you have skill boosts. And there's nothing that can stop DDA. Nothing. There's nothing that can stop DDA. The game, like I'm gonna tell you like this, sometimes DDA can be ramped up to the highest that it is, and you'll still go on a 100-game win streak. Sometimes DDA can't stop you. You'd be like, oh, random generator number is what's going to stop you, or number generator is going to stop you. No, it can't. It can't, because you can control it. You can control RNG in this game. But you can't control dynamic difficulty adjustments. You cannot control that. There's just so much misinformation in this community. It's pathetic. It really is. It's pathetic. And then, like, me talking about this and telling people and calling out these content creators for lying, straight up lying to the community, this video or videos like this will get no views. Nobody in the community will see it because they want to believe their favorite content creator saying a whole bunch of shit that's not true about the game. I've got the man hours, and I took 3 months off, and I still got the man hours. I got 2,000 something plus games played. I got the man hours. Damn near 400, but 500 something rec games played. I got the man hours. So who in the hell, like, who would know better than me? Who would know better than somebody like me that's been in the damn game, 43% or not, 46% to me. But who else would know besides somebody that's played the game as much as I have? Don't you think I would know that random number generator does nothing? That you can actually stop the game from being random? No RNG being in the game is not a selling point for the game. They need to tell you that there's no DDA in the game. That they're not going to change change the difficulty on you, the Hall of Fame under your nose, so you won't be able to beat a team that you usually always beat. And that's my rant right there, man. I might cut that whole little thing up into a video for y'all. It's early enough in the stream where I could cut it up and just put it out there for y'all. But there's just so much misinformation in the community when it comes to things like random generator number, or I keep calling it random. It's RGN to me, right? But you know, for the sake of the video, I'll call it random number generator, so y'all can have y'all, you know, y'all can feel how